Well, gentlemen, I guess we're good to go. Well, welcome everyone. Sorry for the late start for the Bad Man for Christ show. We even have time for our opening video because we're late, so we don't want to keep it any longer. So I'm here with my partner, no other person, Bishop Paul Brown. Introduce yourself, Bishop.
Yes, thank you so much. We're glad to be back again one more time. We're looking for a great show. We got a couple of things lined up. We got three items that we have in the docket that we want to talk to you about on tonight. Overseer, you want me to just roll them off? We want to share a little bit about the Super Bowl, talk a little bit about Valentine's, and of course, we want to close out with talking a little bit about this new Biden administration. Sounds like the video is trying to sneak in on us, Overseer.
Sorry about that. Sorry, the music came up. My bad. So okay, so what's the first subject, Bishop?
The first subject is the Super Bowl. So what are your thoughts, man? What are your thoughts?
Okay, so the first question I want to ask, because we had a big discussion about this with somebody the other day, I want to ask this question. How many of you that are watching, and I don't know how many people are watching, but how many of you that are watching have actually watched the Super Bowl? I don't mean watch parts of it. Watch the Super Bowl, and you cared about watching it. If you watched it, just let us know. Hit I watched it in the chat. Say watched. I want to know how many people actually watched the Super Bowl, because I said most people don't watch the Super Bowl unless it's their teams. They may have it on, Bishop, but they're not watching it. And I don't watch the Super Bowl unless it's the Cowboys. I watch a piece of it, but I don't really care. What now? So I saw the highlights of the game, and it looked like Patrick Mahomes was under pressure all day long. You can't win if your offensive line don't block.
And so, Overseer, so since I am not quote unquote a football expert or a fan per se, so I reached out to my brother who loves football, and I says, well, what happened? And this is what he told me. He said to me, he says that last Sunday, the Kansas City's the two main blockers that would have helped or kept Mahoney from running or keeping pressure, they got hurt. And so on the two and they had to be subbing by I think either said first, second or third stringers. And he says all day they on the Buck side, they are pro bowlers. They were just running over those guys. And the quarterback basically could not do anything. He said they hit him 8 times. And of course, I mean, it goes to say that if your quarterback is always under pressure, you ain't scoring no points.
Let me tell you something. You know, this is why I want to relate this to church a little bit. This is why it's important for pastors to have people that they can fall back on. Because if you are a pastor and you don't have people that you can fall back on that can protect the integrity of the church in which you pastor, churches will fall under the pressure because all sorts of things will come running in. If you don't have a good line in front of you as a pastor, and this is me speaking, I think, and all pastors would agree, that will cause trouble for you. So just like the quarterback needs an offensive line, a pastor needs a ministry or an ecclesia that works with them very well. You know, so that I think is important. But I do agree that I don't know if they were hurt or if they were under COVID-19 regulations, but still, the Kansas City Chiefs have enough weapons to know how to get that victory. They had enough weapons, and again, the coaching. So I thought if that's the case, if that's what we think, I put it on coaching. I don't put it on the team. If you know you've got people hurt and you know that there's a lot of pressure, you've got to change your game plan. You can't do the same thing you normally do because you're under pressure. I mean, that's just, I don't know why they changed their game plan. Slow up the offensive rush by doing short passes to their speedy receivers who can take a 2-yard pass and take it for 80 yards. I don't know why you didn't change the game plan.
Well, whatever it. Oh, that's my two pennies worth. But beyond that, I think that they want to find out. Announce who won the game.
We all know what.
We all know that. And what overseer? What is it about this Tony Brady and this GOAT thing?
You mean Tom Brady? Tony Brady?
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady. What?
Yeah.
Well,
you so much football and yeah. What is this? What is this stuff about?
GOAT, of course, stands for greatest of all time. Tom Brady is going to go down, and there can be no argument. In my book, there can be no argument that he is going to be going down as the greatest quarterback of all time. Maybe the greatest football player of all time. Now, people can argue with me. If there's any people who want to send a question and argue with me on the point, feel free. But you would have to name me another player in NFL history to make it to 10 Super Bowls and win 7. And one of them was at the age of 43. You can, if they can show that to me, I'll beat that argument. But there's no way. Nobody else has done it. This was a game where Tom Brady, now, again, I'll say this, Tom Brady didn't have the greatest season of all. He wasn't spectacular all season, but you don't have to be. You have to win a Super Bowl, and that's what he did. He brought a Tampa Bay team that was mediocre last year to win the Super Bowl. Somebody asked who, and I just said it, Tom Brady. That's who I would say is the greatest of all time in the NFL. Tom Brady. There is nobody who can match that, Bishop.
All right, you made that point. I'm going to go along with you with that.
Just please.
Yeah.
Oh, who would you say is the greatest of all time in the NFL? That has to keep up again. I would say Tom Brady. And I don't even like Tom Brady. That's the bad part about this. I can't stand Tom Brady. First of all, he's a good-looking guy. He's got good-looking wife, good-looking kids. He's got a whole bunch of money. It's not right. It's not right. Plus, he's in shape. He's 43 years old, and he's in shape. I'm 52, and when I was 43, my shape was round. It was not in shape. It was round. And so I don't like the fact that he's in shape. So for all those guys that know about this, know what I'm talking about. It's just horrible.
Yeah, yes. Well, all you gotta do is I start training for the next Super Bowl. You may get yourself injured. That's a possibility.
I can't get a treadmill with my wife. She's gonna kill me. I get a treadmill with my wife. I'm gonna get her shape.
Oh my goodness.
Speaking about wives, let's just go to the next thought.
Yeah. Valentine's. What?
Oh Lord.
Valentine's. I mean, COVID has really knocked Valentine's out the window. For the last several years, we have had Valentine's night out, night of elegance, nights of romance, and all that kind of stuff. This year, not even a Zoom night out is gonna actually work. Because, I mean, you cannot capture a night out without it being real. You need to be dressed for the occasion. You need to have a nice suit on and the ambience of a fancy restaurant and some good food with at least 5 or 6, even 10 couples. And that's not happening. That's not going to happen this year. And so there's this gloom over over Valentine's Day weekend this year. I don't know. Have you thought about anything that we could be done to make it special, or even to just bring in some semblance of what it would have been, what last year was like?
Well, let me say this. Sean's going to post, our producer's going to post some questions to the audience. So please, please respond to the questions that are being posted, and that way we can touch base with them. But I think our wives are listening, so I think I'm going to be in huge trouble if I don't get a good answer here. I'm nervous. Something has to be done, right? We have to do something. I think last year, I cannot remember if February last year, I think we did have a night out. But this year, no night out. So I'm going to have to do something special. Like I may have to go into the recipe, get a recipe out and make a fancy meal.
Really?
I may have to do that. I may have to do that. I may have to go into find a recipe that I can handle. What are you laughing, man? I can cook. I have to find a recipe. I can anytime if there's directions.
Obviously, I've never heard anybody say that. I've been to Trenton all of these years, and I've never heard anyone say that overseer I throw down a dish.
Oh wow! You know what? If any of the Trent RPC folks are on, let this man know how first of all I can grill like crazy. Let this man know that I cook stuff at Trent.
There is no doubt. I mean, the entire diocese know that Bishop Brown can throw down.
Oh my God! What can you throw down? What can you throw down? What can you throw down?
All those meetings that you got some of the best soup that you have ever tasted in your life. Come on, don't let me jog your memory. I mean,
I remember these things. I remember these things.
Well, if there anyone on the audience from Trenton, please say something to your overseer. Let him know that you have tasted some of the best soup.
The best soup comes from. Okay, we're not even going to get into the best stuff. We're not going to get to the best stuff because there's no better soup that comes out. There's no better soup than from Trenton. You're just not going to breathe it.
Come on.
I just got to be. We're not going to argue this because it's a known fact. It's been decades. Trenton cannot be beat. Decades. Matter of fact, Trenton's the Tom Brady of soup. We are the greatest of all time.
If we have anyone on the diocese, they can actually speak up now.
Oh my
God! Put this subject to a rest.
Everyone, we're gonna have to have a contest, a soup contest.
All right, bring it on.
Of the diocesan churches, and we're gonna have to have outside people come in and taste.
Okay, not a
so
problem.
We're gonna do it one day. One day we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it, but let's get back to we're getting off. So let's get back to Valentine's. So I think, and I think I read a comment from one person, but I think that it'll come up. But I think that I'm going to have to cook a meal, and I don't know what yet. I don't want to be. I don't want to. When I cook, I don't want it to be the normal meal that I cook because that's just. Why do that?
We're talking about eggs, grilled cheese. Is that normal?
Maybe that may be. No, most likely. And again, you know what? If my wife is listening, she's gonna say something. I know she will. I'm gonna probably cook something. Maybe a fish. Little fish is something a little bit hard. You gotta be careful with fish, but maybe a fish, or maybe. I know my wife likes steak, so maybe a steak with something. I don't know yet. It's gonna be. It's gonna be seafood, and there's gonna be some sort of salad. It's gonna be good. It's the 8th. I've got time. What are you gonna do, sir? What are you going to do?
Well, I haven't decided because on Valentine's is on the 14th, and our wedding anniversary is on the 16th. And
Oh wow.
over the years, we have always been out of town. And I mean, I believe this is going to be our second year in the 32, 33 years. My wife tell me not to do the numbers, but it's around that much that we have always we have always been out of town. So this year is going to be in town stuff. And so I have not really thought about how I'm gonna surprise Mrs. Brown this Valentine's, but I tell you, the oh my goodness, somebody said diamonds on the fur. That's not that.
Yeah, I know. I see that is. Woo, woo.
you,
See,
you can respond to that one.
that's that. You gonna respond to that one. I'm not gonna. That's, this year's
Diamond.
gifts will have to be on the next level. Diamonds and fur. Mm, mm. Diamonds and fur. She didn't say it to be real diamonds. She just said diamonds and fur. She didn't say what kind of fur. I, we got, well, again and again, I think it's important
Yes.
for us to understand that this year will be different. Right? It will be different.
But we want to emphasize though that husband, even though it's going to be different, please do something special.
Yes.
We
If
want
you're a
to
bad,
we definitely want to do something special. Don't just let it just go by. This is a time where you need to, to pay attention to your marriage. It's one of the most important gift that God has given to us men. So we really want to spend the time on that. So yes,
yeah.
definitely want to emphasize that.
You,
Our
you,
audience don't seem that they want to share with us.
you can't be a bad man for Christ if you're not doing something for your wife on Valentine's Day.
Right.
You got to do something. You got to figure out something, anything.
Yes. And if you cook, overseer, please make sure you take a picture, cause I want to see picture and post it. Picture and post. I'll just send
I've got no
just
problem.
send me a picture. Let me take a look at it.
I've got no problem. I will make sure. Matter of fact, when's the 14th? Is that before our next show or after our next show? The 14th, the day after our next show. So I will make sure that I have pictures to show everybody who's watching.
All right.
And
Okay.
I will make sure because unfortunately it will not be just me and my wife because the kids are here. So I will have to make it up for everybody. But I will make it and they will enjoy it. And I will have comments from them.
Okay.
From
Okay. Please, by all means. By all
right.
means.
I'm gonna say I've done surf and turf with small potatoes. There's the question. Who do you think is going to create the better dinner? Bishop Brown. Good question. Who do you think is going to do the better dinner? Bishop Brown, or now they're going to say Bishop Brown because they want Bishop Brown. They all love you. Bishop Brown did this. Did this. But the truth we'll find out next week.
All right.
Or I don't know if you're doing dinner. I'm doing dinner. But the question really should be who is going to create the better Valentine's atmosphere. That's what I think the question should be. But you didn't say you were going to do dinner. You didn't say you were going to do that.
Yeah.
So we're not sure. But okay, so we don't have a lot of time left. So we got some real important things. These were the nice things to talk about during the show. I don't know what some of the other men are going to be doing. You can always put that in the comments and chat, or if you have any questions right now, please send to us. But we're going to get to some important things that been going on. It's been a couple of weeks now, and we've had the new administration in. So Bishop, tell me, what do you think?
I feel very positive from what I have seen so far. Let me share with you. I've spent at least a good number of hours monitoring at least the first 2 weeks. The executive, the orders that have been issued seems very favorable to me. And of course, I just endorsed the executive order with the extension of the Affordable Care Act. I think that that's been a tremendous accomplishment, and it has done so much to better the lives of people all across this country. And I have benefited from the Affordable Care Act, and so I am very, very, very pleased with that. There are some other things that some other executive orders that I think that I'm I'm hoping that they will be able to get Congress to pass some of these things into law, so so that we can have them long term. But so far, with what President Biden has started off doing, I am very pleased, and of course I'm delighted to see this. This is one thing that I'm delighted to see, that they are just pushing forward with their COVID relief plan, because I mean uh, in the Obama years, and I see the obstruction and so many things that were actually being done. I'm just enthused to see how they're just moving ahead, and says, "Hey, the cart is going. If you want to come on, jump on ahead, but we're not waiting for you." I'm very pleased about that. What do you think?
Well, I think he's done it. I think there's been about 48 or more executive orders signed um, in his first 16 days. He's done healthcare, immigration, climate control, and various issues that have been signed. So I'm very enthused. I mean, I knew it was coming. I mean, if anybody didn't see it coming, that was strange. When Obama came in, he signed a bunch of executive orders in his first few days. When Trump came in, he signed a bunch of executive orders in his first few days. And we knew that Biden was going to come in and reverse a lot of what Trump reversed from the Obama Biden administration.
Right? Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
I mean, that was going. Of course, it was going to happen. So, of course, he was going to do health care. Of course, he was going to do immigration. Of course, he was going to do climate. Those were things that we never should have, in my opinion, we never should have changed. But because of the fact that he wanted to kind of, in my opinion, Trump wanted to desecrate Obama in any way he possibly could. He wanted to do everything Obama did in reverse it, no matter what it was. I don't think he even knew what some of these things were. I think Republicans said reverse, and he just signed documents. And the executive orders, for those who don't know about executive orders, is an easy way for them to bypass Congress, right? So, easy way for the president to bypass having to go through the House and through Congress to get certain bills passed. It's on an executive order. It has to be written a certain way and acted upon a certain way, but that's what they do. And I think that for the most part, the ones that I'm happy with, I know you were happy with healthcare, but I'm happy with immigration. I think that is one of the things, me being a Jamaican, came here when I was 2 years old with my parents. It was through the immigration laws. And even though they've changed over the years, it's important that America be that place where people can come and say, I can come to America for freedom. Whatever freedom that they're trying to seek after. No, we can't take in everybody. It's not possible. No, it's not. But we shouldn't be closed to anybody, to everybody, just because of certain fears. Immigrants have built this country. It's well known, well documented. You can look at any type of history book. Immigrants have built this country, and pretty much everybody who's in this country is an immigrant, or their ancestry is an immigrant. There's few people in this country that are. They're called Native Americans, and everybody else has come in here some other way. So I think that I'm glad that he's done a lot for immigration. I hope he does some more, because there needs to be some things done, some things changed. But I do appreciate his first few days. What I am kind of concerned about, and let's talk about this for a minute, because we are a Christian-based show. I'm concerned. I've been hearing Christians pass on QAnon beliefs.
Really?
Bruh, I've been hearing Christians pass on QAnon beliefs.
Do they go to a Bible teaching church, or just a
These are Pentecostal folk,
I want
Bishop.
say that again. I mean, when you
These
say
are Pentecostal folks who are saying stuff about that the QAnon movement has, and if people don't know what the QAnon movement is, they're the conspiracy theorists that say everything is fake. I mean, they say everything is fake. These things are, I can't even give you the exact definition of who they are because I really don't follow them. I don't like giving space to QAnon, but let me see if I can.
maybe those folks are just saying what they have heard. It sounds ticklish to their hearing, and they just want to repeat what they have, but they don't actually believe the QAnon conspiracies.
No, but again, because QAnon is far right and a lot of conservatives, a lot of us Christian based are conservatives, so we're to the right. But these QAnons are far, far, far right, and Christians should not be even looking at them, in my opinion. But there are people doing it, and it's very scary because as a Christian man, when you hear other folks talk, and we know it's been happening, right? Because we've seen churches not wear masks. We've seen churches come together in a mass exodus in services and not be socially distanced. We've seen churches ignore a lot, and so the CDC is trying to break the freedom of religion and all those things. We've seen it. We've heard it. And yet, uh, even though there are millions of deaths in the world, hundreds of thousands of deaths in the United States, even in the church, there's been deaths. There's people who are saying that there's not even that there is no pandemic or that the pandemic is man-made and all this stuff. I don't get it.
I'm shocked. I don't. That comes as a surprise to me, because we teach Bible. Uh, what the Bible teaches, that is what we endorse. And from many of the things that I've read in regards to QAnon, it's way out,
Wait,
far out. I
where?
mean, that I don't even want to entertain by even saying some of those things on our show. So I mean, I'll just have to. I can't say I'll have to pray for those individuals. I just have to encourage those individuals, if they're listening, to really go back and look at what is it that we believe, because our beliefs are Bible based.
But they use that, Bishop. They'll say we are, well, I shouldn't say they say, but the Pentecostal folks who are leaning that way, or the Christian folks who are leaning that way, will say, well, the government shouldn't tell us if we have a right to come to gather together and how to worship and this and that. They don't have that right. And that's a great question we should ask the folks. Do we think the government has a right to tell us how we should worship? Because that's a great question.
Well,
Does the government have that right?
we endorse a government to provide policies when it comes to for health, for health guidance. I mean, if it's should we say the if the, we should we take away the government's policies out of our restaurants, or to prepare our food?
Yeah.
And so who would go eat out at any restaurant? So
Yeah.
so come on. So I mean, come on. Those type of policies are for our well-being. Are those policies any different than the government saying for your health, for life, wear a mask, wash your hands, provide employ social distancing? That those policies are for the benefit of the society.
Right. And,
You know,
and
it's,
that's it. I was going to say that. I was going to say that really is the point, right? It's not about trying to control
yes,
what the church can do.
do
It's about helping the society as a
society
whole, because the church members will leave the church
leave the
one
church.
one evening to go out to the world. So if I get sick in the church, now I go out and get somebody else sick. So it's not about trying to control the church.
Right.
It's about trying to control what happens in society as a whole,
I agree with
right?
you. Yeah.
And we should be ones who should be
Setting the
voting yes,
setting
you know,
examples. We should be
right? Set
setting,
the example,
and that's what bad men do. They set example, whether
right?
you like it or not. You know, they
Right.
stand up
Amen.
to certain things that for the benefit of the community. That is the foundation in which we ought to operate.
Amen.
The things that make it best, not only for the church. I mean, in fact, the statement that says if you take a church, if your church closed down and no one in the community misses your church, what value did you have?
Oh yeah.
You see, so you know,
Yeah.
we need to be able to impact the community, and we should be the ones standing up, making a stance as far as what we need to do for the betterment, for the quality of life for our communities.
Yes. Yeah. I totally agree. I
So
agree that.
so 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 I hope there's none of my friends that wanted to endorse that type of philosophy, because surely we'll have to.
We talk to them. We gotta talk to them. Knock some heads. But yeah, but this, and that's the thing. I think that you're 100% right that we're supposed to impact our community. You can't impact the community if you're helping people die.
Right,
That's my opinion. You're supposed to be helping people find life and have it more
right,
abundantly,
right,
not
right.
die. So I think that our job is to now. We don't want to shut down. No, I don't want to not ever come back to the sanctuary. No, I do want to come back with some spacing and social distancing and some smart intelligence. And I hope to God that everybody gets the vaccine. I hope that that as the case, or most people get the vaccine, so we can control this thing. It's never going to go away. COVID's going to be here. Sorry to say, COVID's going to be here. Ebola's still here. The N1 flu or whatever swine flu is
Swine
here.
flu still here. Yeah.
They're still here, but it's
Yellow
under
fever is still
control.
here. Yeah.
Yes, but it's
Malaria is
under
still here.
control,
Yeah,
right? And
it's
we
still
have
here.
to get this under control so that society can get back to normal. So I'm really hoping that this does happen one day. That we get back to normal. But like I told a bunch of people, church may never be the same. It may not be like it was 2019. It may not be that way. It may be a different way of having church. I don't know because we don't know what the outcome will be. But the same God that was there in 2019 is the same God that's going to be there in 2021. So we're happy the same God is there because that's who we're worshiping. We're not worshiping what we do. We're worshiping the God who is there, right? So,
Amen. I agree with you, overseer. 100%. I agree with you.
so
Amen.
do
Well,
we have any
yeah.
do we have any questions?
I haven't.
I've
I
not
haven't
seen
seen
any.
any question. No, I haven't seen the questions that have popped up. Well, we're just grateful. We're just thankful, for this opportunity to come and to share with you. And we trust that we have said something that might have enlightened you. And please, we need to hear from you. And of course, please like us on Facebook and and let us know that you're out there. We want to continue to grow our show. All right, and of course, as our subscriber says, subscribe to us on YouTube so that you don't miss any of these shows. Well, overseer, thanks. It was a pleasure again. I look forward
As
for these
always.
Mondays where I get a chance to come and talk with you openly. Of course, I still gonna wait for the thanks for Valentine's to see what is it that you come up with,
It's going to be
and
something.
going on in the future, whenever we're able to come together again, I'm gonna make sure I institute that when whichever church that we have a meeting, they're gonna be responsible for providing soup so that we all can come and taste the soup at each church.
We're just gonna
So
have a
that
soup
when
contest.
so that when they get to First Pentecostal, they'll really know what soup
We're gonna
supposed to taste
look,
like.
man. I just gotta have my wife cook some chicken soup and it's all be over. But we're gonna have a soup contest.
Right.
We just bring 3 soups. Each church can bring 3 soups, and we'll have a third party taste it out, and just tell which one was the best. And I'm like sure that Rehoboth will win all 3 soups.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. But
we will see. Did we get any questions from our audience?
I don't think so. But didn't we? We're supposed to have a cooking contest for the men, the national men, one time.
Yeah,
a barbecue. It was a barbecue contest between the guys,
yeah,
right?
A barbecue. Yes, that was on the national level. In fact, you did that when you were the men's president.
Yeah, I think everybody chickened out because they heard I was coming.
Yeah.
I think everybody chickened out. If you're listening, that's what I'm going to go with.
Remember, you have some men from the organization on the call. Yeah. You better watch out, man. You gotta watch out.
I want them to hear it. I want them to hear it, just in case. I wish National Men's President was on here right now, listening, so I could tell him, just because y'all scared of me cooking some barbecue, hey, you should have a contest. We're not scared. We're not scared.
Yeah.
Maybe Bishop Bull's listening, because Bishop Bull. He says he can do some barbecue.
Yeah.
He says he can do some barbecue. Good barbecue though. I will say this. So, God rest his soul, he's resting in heaven. But Bishop Lord Jr. could do some barbecue.
Yes, he did a good job. Yes.
Bishop Lord Jr. could do some barbecue. My goodness, that's all I'm gonna say.
In fact, I thought that year he brought his own sauce, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, he did.
He brought his own sauce.
He brought his own.
Yeah.
He could do some barbecue.
He brought that South Carolina sauce. Yes.
Yes, he did. Yeah, he did. Yeah. And he made fun of me when I asked him how it was mustard based. He looked at me like I was crazy. All right.
Yeah, all right.
All right, then. Well, we had a great time. It's great, everybody. Again, as Bishop Brown said, follow us on Facebook, follow us on YouTube. Please subscribe and like. That way we can make sure that you can watch us every Monday. Now I don't know if we're changing time. Are we changing time? Are we gonna be 8:15 every Monday?
It's going to be 8:15. Yes, I believe the decision was made. 8:15 seems to be a better time. So we're going to be moving from 7:15 to 8:15. So please make a note of that for next week.
So you older guys like Mark Brody who go to bed by 8:30, you're going to stay up a little bit longer. You old men like Mark Brody who goes to bed. All right, then. Okay. God bless everybody. All right, Bishop.
Thank you so much. All right. God bless. Have a great evening. Thank you so much for joining us on today. Goodbye, everybody.
It's for bold, that is how we shine. The A is for active, that is how we rhyme. The D, stands for determined. Just like Peter when he did his first sermon. As the saying goes, bad men for Christ. That is how we'll be for the rest of our life. Sit back, relax, and enjoy our show, because we're stuck in the house with nowhere to go.